What up guys, Ali here and welcome to the channel. Make sure to add me on IG at Ali Talks Music and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now French Montana has been in the game for a very long time. He started making a name for himself in the early 2000s, creating a bunch of street DVDs called Cocaine City. It was a very smart move on his part, using the DVD series as a way to get his music out there. It worked tremendously, as the DVD series started doing a lot of numbers in the streets. Now French Montana has come a long way since then. He has dropped multiple albums, done features with some of the biggest artists in the game, and has made multiple appearances on television as well. Considering the fact that he grew up in Morocco, a place where he lived for the first 13 years of his life, a place ranked among the world's poorest countries in Global Finance magazine's Index of the World's Richest Countries. If you take all of that into consideration, it becomes clear that French Montana is a success. However, why is he in nobody's top 10? Why does nobody call French Montana the GOAT? In all my years of living, never ever heard someone say, "Yo, you heard that new French Montana album? That shit's fire. This shit's so hot to burn your house down, nigga." Because the simple fact is, French Montana's albums are usually throwaways. That being said, let's talk about the problem with the artist.
One life, live it up, hate strong, selling up, engine sound like a 12 cylinder. Top the man, sneeze, I drop a band, stunting like Muslim on Eid, I cop the lamb. When I get hot head and cold feet, I got hit of marble. Disintegrate through the car, in that presidential suite. Okay, Keanu Reeves and that white Rory speeding.
Now, like I said earlier, French Montana has been in the game for a very long time. The amount of work that he has put in is extensive. Now, if you type in French Montana makes music for into Google, it won't give you that many results. French Montana makes music for people who only wear one pair of socks for a whole week. Now, that one's not bad, but here's the next one. French Montana makes music for people that bring their bicycle onto the bus. This statement alone implies that French Montana makes music for dumb people. Oh, it does get worse. French Montana makes music for niggas who are deaf. French Montana makes music for niggas who own liquor stores.
You wanna drink some of this though? It's like empty, I was like a pee in it. It's like empty, I was like a pee in it. Like a pee in it.
French Montana makes music for people who don't actually listen to music, only leave it on in the background. Now I know that some of these are just jokes. If you Google Drake makes music for, it will probably give you the same thing. Drake makes music for girls. In fact, let's have a look. Drake makes music for people who act hard but are scared to ask for extra napkins at Arby's. Drake makes music for dudes who cut their hamburger in half. Now we all know that a lot of these are just jokes. However, I don't know if you've ever heard the saying, there's a grain of truth to every joke. If you look up that saying on Wiktionary, it'll define it as follows. Whenever a person is joking, they're actually disguising thoughts and emotions, either subconsciously or deliberately. Now I don't know if any of you have noticed this for yourself, but you can tell if someone likes you or not based on the type of jokes they tell about you. If you're ever around your friends and they constantly make jokes about things that you're insecure about, they are probably just telling you the truth in a funny way. However, sometimes it can be meant to hurt the other person. Now in this case, when people joke about French Montana's music, I believe they're actually telling the truth. French Montana has no bars. None whatsoever. Now I know what a lot of Day One French Montana fans are gonna say. Why don't you listen to his earlier stuff? He's got bars. If you listen to those first few mixtapes, the bars are there. He's got the bars. He's got the bars. Now I won't lie, I've actually listened to those mixtapes and even went so far as to listen to his music from back in the day, especially when he was a battle rapper.
Not a front. Give you 1,000,001 bars and talk about nothing.
Now I won't lie, I was somewhat impressed by what I heard. French Montana was actually rapping and actually held his own in a lot of the battles that I saw. French Montana was doing his thing. Now I'm not saying the bars were groundbreaking or anything, this is still French Montana we're talking about. However, he was clearly putting more effort into his bars back then. Also, the fact that he came up battling dudes in the street is to be respected. He hustled hard, and that's more than what can be said about a lot of rappers nowadays. Rappers who came up battling get a little bit more respect from me because they actually proved themselves to an audience that was actually there, they got real reactions, and if they were whack, the crowd let them know. Now French Montana was nowhere near Eminem's skill level in terms of battle rapping. In my opinion, he was somewhat average. A lot of his bars were just okay. You know, they just did the job. They also sounded pre-written. And using pre-written bars is something a lot of rappers do when they can't freestyle off the dome. French Montana has always been a 5 out of 10 artist to me. He reminds me of that kid at school that does not care about learning. He's simply there to have fun, socialize, and does the bare minimum to make sure that they pass the year. When you look at the kid's report card, it's full of nothing but F's and D's. If he studied more, he'd be able to raise his grade up. But he doesn't because he's content with being average. That's French Montana in a nutshell, folks. A 5 out of 10 artist. He's a rapper that does the bare minimum to get by nowadays. But on the other hand, we can look at it this way. French Montana has already hustled hard to get to the position that he's at today. He has already proven himself to his audience. And for that reason, he does not need to improve because his fans will still purchase his music or stream it when it comes out. Which brings me to my next point. French Montana is a rapper that cannot exist without features. When we look at the track list of his latest mixtape called CB5, which was released around 2019, we can clearly see that this album is full of features. I see Jim Jones, Lil Durk, Pop Smoke, Jack Harlow, Chinks, Max B, Chinks, Lil Durk again. This album is feature heavy. In fact, out of the whole album, I think French Montana only has about 3 or 4 tracks by himself. Now I won't lie, this is how I listen to a song with a French Montana verse on it. Alright, if the song is 3 minutes long and French Montana's verse starts at the 150 mark, 2-minute mark, for me that's where the song ends, man. If I'm in the car and I'm driving and French Montana's music starts playing,
You don't wanna, don't look for it. Hey, your bitch on the surfboard.
I might listen to it because I'm thinking about other things and not paying attention to the song. But the moment I become aware that French Montana's music is playing, I'm like, is that French Montana? What the fuck? Skip. Hold on. If I listen to this song for 10 more seconds, Drake's verse will come on. I don't know, man. 10 seconds is a lot of time to waste on a French Montana song. You can do it, Ali. It's only 10 seconds. You can do it. Skip. Now, despite being a musician that depends heavily on features, French Montana has put out quite a number of hits. I'm talking about Unforgettable, No Stylist, No Shopping, A Lie, Writing on the Wall, and Pop That. French Montana has definitely made a lot of money from music. However, did you notice that French Montana was never on a song alone in any of the songs that I mentioned before? He makes hits, but those hits cannot be made without other artists, proving that French Montana is not a rapper that can stand alone. He is heavily reliant on the work of his peers, because without them he would not be making that many hits. And that's just a fact. Now, I don't know if you guys remember the time when French Montana said that he had more hits than Kendrick. For those of you that remember this story, don't you wish you didn't waste hours of your life debating this topic? Because I do. After hours of debating with my boys, we all came to the conclusion that French Montana does not have more hits than Kendrick Lamar. Something we all knew before we started the argument. Waste of time. Don't get me wrong, French Montana has hits. He has done what a lot of rappers can only dream of. He's making money off art. He's feeding his family, building businesses. French Montana also dated Khloe Kardashian, proving that he does surround himself with people that are constantly in the limelight, and in the process, that keeps him hot. He's still a whack rapper though, I can't lie. That's it for me, man. It's your boy Ali. Catch you in the next video. Peace.